All right. Good morning. Mm. Oh yeah, the full leaded coffee. It's a perfect thing to have whenever you're reloading anything, in my opinion. Okay, so good morning. Del Pogue is the first one on. It is good to see you, brother. Very good to see you. Um, so good morning to all. So for this video, I'm going to be doing some 30-30. I deleted my last live stream for reasons I don't want to get into, but I do appreciate YouTube, and we're going to do a better job. And uh, so I'm going to give you guys just a couple minutes to get on here. We got Reloader 762 in the house, and Bravo Delta. Christy Sisler, awesome, awesome, awesome. So I've been up for quite a while. 4:13. I got up, eyes wide awake, and I'm smoking a nice. It's almost an 8-pound pork shoulder, and I've got my Pat's Hot Dust from Martin's Barbecue from Nashville, Tennessee on it. I fully peppered it heavy. I put the mustard for the binder. I put all this heavy layer of pepper. Then I put that Pat's Hot Dust on top of that, and then I smoked it for um, almost 3 hours. Now, keep in mind, I got up a little early to start it, and then crashed back in bed, got up, and rescued it out of the smoker, and now I have it in the oven in the house at 225, and I have it wrapped 3 times, and it's just going to sit there. And I have found this. What I found. Now listen to me. I put the fat side down. Why is that? I've come up with this theory, and I think it's a great theory. It makes so much sense. I let the brisket get, you know how they say 206? I go ahead and let it creep up closer to 210. And you know how, petroleum floats on water and fat contents float on water. So when that brisket gets to 210, that fat is it's been breaking down for a long time, and it's turning into a liquefied fat, and it's going up through your roast, and it just makes it so moist, and so it's going to be good. And all of you are invited to come on over for a pulled pork sandwich. Now, let me tell you how I'm going to do this pulled pork sandwich. This is once the pork's done. Now, you have to try this. You do it, and you'll love it. You're going to get uh, a good quality hamburger bun, as fresh as you can get it. And you're going to put a little butter, and you're going to grill it, right? Once they're grilled, on the top bun, you're going to put some balsamic vinegar. On the bottom bun, you're going to put, I got to remember everything here. You're going to put the pork with pepper jack, a slice of pineapple, and some coleslaw. And if you want to put some Lay's potato chip, that does not go against the rules. It is kind of somewhere in the bylaws that maybe you should do that. And then put that on, and of course, put your favorite barbecue sauce on, and it is a winner. And that's why everyone's coming over for the weekend. So we're going to be smoking tomorrow too. I'll be doing another pork shoulder tomorrow, possibly some sausage and ribs. So I love to smoke. So here we go. We have a lot of guys on. Good morning. I want you to tell me what menu at the barbecue, what do you order off the menu most of the time? and I'll call you out. Is it ribs? Is it baby back ribs? Is it pulled pork? Burnt ends? What is it? I want to know. And I will be doing some burnt ends tomorrow. Oh, yeah. Miss Highboy loves them burnt ends. Chair Bear Tactical. You'll see me in a few days. Okay, so Paul Merrick, he says burnt ends. He's a very smart man. Reloader 762 pulled pork. Absolutely. You can't beat it. It's so good. Okay. Oh man, a brisket. I'm going to be doing brisket in either 2 or 3 weeks. Okay, I'll be doing that. We got Colt 1927 in the house. We have Christy Sisler ribs, then pulled pork. Ooh, that's a great combo there. Bill Serp Duo smoked brisket when I go to a restaurant when I'm making it myself. I love smoked. Ooh, I gotta try that. I haven't done that yet. I think I might try that. Brisket, not lean. I agree with that. Got to have that fat. And the thing with brisket, I smoke brisket the same way as I do pork. I put that fat down because as it's melting, it's going to start wanting to float on the water. So it's going to work its way through the brisket and it just liquefies the fat all through there. And it's so moist. So I agree with that. Lee Scott says, amen. All right, here we go. So for this video, okay, I'll tell you what I'm doing. I've been playing with these loads. I shot these loads years back, years back. And so what these are Cowboy Action 30-30 Winchester loads. I'm going to tell you the recipe before I start. At the last live stream, I did it towards the end. That was not fair. So what I'm running with is High Score 700X. Now in the last live stream, Ronnie was talking about there's other powders. You can use Unique, you can use Hodgdon's 4198, you can use IMR 4895, Hodgdon's H110, XMP 5744, IMR 3031. All very excellent powders, but the slower we go on these, the higher the velocity, so you'll have more recoil. Okay, I went with the 700X. In the past, I always used Unique for this. Okay, so since I've been using the High Score 700X for I don't know, a couple of years now, I thought I want to try it on this, and that's kind of what got me going in this direction. So my min charge is 6 grains of 700X, and that puts me at around 1100 or 1131 feet per second. The max charge puts me at 1233. Okay, I'm pushing right around 6.7. Now here's the deal. This is calling for a 170 grain flat point bullet. I'm shooting 165s. There's not going to be much of a difference in my velocities. So I'm definitely under 1200 feet per second. This is a really nice round. If you have arthritis in your shoulder, or you just can't handle the heavy recoil, but you want to really have fun with a nice, comfortable shooting lever gun, this is a very good way to go. And it's still a big bullet. It still hits hard. It's 165 grains of mass rolling at just under 1200 feet per second, but yet it's just minimal recoil. It's really nice. And so I showed you guys the video the other night, my wife out pulling the trigger on it. So the thing is I had her put a leather glove on that was as tight fit as I had. When they're running that lever, they don't like that rough lever. So put a glove on her right hand, and away she was shooting. So this is a nice round that you can shoot it, and your wife can shoot it, or the ladies in the family. You want to take your daughter shooting. She can shoot a lever action rifle now. Um, so now the next thing is bullet fit. Um, so running with scissors is in the house. Jerry Bear Tactical. Um, so I'm just gonna say my live stream, um, it got deleted, and I don't want to get into politics, so it's okay. And you know what? I appreciate the platform that YouTube puts me on, right? And so I just have to do a better job for them. That's all. So anyway, so on your lever guns, your Marlin has a micro groove barrel. On the last live stream, I told you guys to Google a micro groove barrel. Afterwards, I Googled Marlin micro groove barrel, and there's a ton of pictures on the internet that show you the difference between a micro groove barrel and a rifled typical rifled barrel. So if you go to your Google and you put in Marlin micro groove pictures, you'll find those. Okay. So in the past on my channel, I've never really addressed the difference between the Marlin and the Winchester. Um, just gonna have it. But the reason is though is I've always on my channel I've always used a jacketed bullet. So the jacketed bullets, it's going to function the same through either of those. They're both still a 308 diameter bore. Okay. Um, because the jacketed bullet has it's got a higher Brenell hardness than a cast bullet. It's going to seal the bore of either rifle design, and it's going to be, it's going to have, it's going to offer the bullet's going to offer the accuracy. Okay, I'm trying to watch my language here because I don't want to get this incorrect. We're going to have bullet fit either way. Okay. Now, on the live stream last night, by the way, Georgia Voice was great. It was really a good live stream. Everyone's great. I really, the viewers are fantastic, and I love the panel. There was an energy going on last night, and the content was good. So make sure you check out the Georgia Boys every Friday night at, well, I'm Mountain Time, and it comes on 6 o'clock for me. Okay. So Janie brought something up about, um, I don't, I'm just going off what I remember him saying. I haven't rewatched the live stream. I'll probably play it this week, kind of go over some things, just re-listen to it. But he said that in the past I had talked about the fact that the 30-30 Winchester actually head spaces off the rim, and it does. But he made a comment about something that I hope no one's ever thought that I didn't indicate, that you can't control head spacing with your shoulder, because you most certainly can. Okay. I've never controlled the bump on this because shooting jacketed bullets, I could shoot them through any rifle. Therefore, I always size back to a Sammy Min, and my rim did my job on the head spacing. But we can size this to better fit the chamber, and now I'm in that season where I have a bullet that's for a Marlin, and I have a bullet that's for the rest of the lever actions. So now what I want to do is, since I am dividing those up, and when I'm done, they're going to have their own boxes. Well, hey, let's go ahead and start developing loads for specific rifles, and then we can see the improvements in the consistency of our accuracy. Okay, so first off, if you want to size your 30-30 Winchester back to a SAMI minimum, which would mean that's going to be as if you went and bought a box of 30-30 Winchester from a local gun shop. It's just going to be like factory. The rim, it's going to dictate your headspace. It's going to protect you in that manner. Okay. But now what we're going to do is we're going to bump back just so we fit that rifle. Okay. So here we go. Now, I do have a little bit of bad news. Somehow, in prepping for my videos, I think I got my cases mixed up, but that's okay because these are my, I have two sets of cases. The stuff I'm working on, I have segregated away. But for my video, I think I messed things up. So just bear with me, but it will work. Okay. All right. So, so the other night I said that there were some of these Lyman 30-30 die sets on eBay. There was two of them I was looking at, and I thought, do I want those? But I already have these. It's insanity. I don't need any more. But I really like these. But I didn't snag them up. I looked this morning when I got up, they weren't there. And I kind of kicked myself because they weren't a bad price. I saw a two die set in the same box right now. It's a two die set and it's $69. I could have had the three die set, very minimal use in very good condition for less than half that cost the other day. I should have bought them. I really should have. But no, because one of you got them. I don't know who. Obviously, someone off this live stream or that night got them. So these are the Lyman All American dies. I'm going to say these are 70, 80s. The best of my memory. The best of my memory, okay? Um, so they're a great die. So we're going to start with the resize. So Lyman, they utilize the M die. The M die, what it does is for the rifle, it sets the neck tension with the expander die. Now, kind of like, on their 223, they're setting the neck tension with that expander die. On the resize, all we're doing is we're returning the dimensions, we're squeezing it down, but on the expander die, then we set the neck tension. And they build a step into it so that bullet sits as square as we can get it, okay? So we're going to start by running our lock ring all the way up. And we have John Malwood. Okay, John Malwood has a question. Go ahead and ask it. I'll help you out if I can. I can't guarantee that I can help you, but I can try. I'm going to pause for a moment. I'm going to help this guy. Okay, I'm gonna be watching for his question. We're gonna kind of be doing two things at once if he follows through with that. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and get off my bar stool here. I prefer to be on my feet myself. I'm gonna tell you guys something else. The other reason that I deleted my video the other night, the lighting was horrible. So I was out here this morning working with my lighting. This is a lot better. So, okay, we have our shell holder. Now, I'm going to show you guys this. If you're getting into Lyman or you're just needing good quality shell holders, okay, there you go. A complete shell holder pack through Lyman, okay? So check that out. Go to their website, you know. Okay, so here's our question. He's saying 75 grain Hornady, boat tail hollow point, N140 powder, BMC brass, 23 grains, by the Pierce primer and hard bolt lock. Max load is 25 grains. What happened? What should I do from there? And I would like to look at that round. So you have a Pierce primer and you have a hard bolt lock. I'm assuming he's saying that after he pulled the trigger, the hard bolt lock it didn't want to open. That's what I assume he's saying. I want to see what CW says about that. The first thing naturally I'm going to say is, are you sure you double checked the powder? Okay, that's what you're saying. Okay, a bolt that's hard to extract, a case that's hard to extract, and a Pierce primer, too high a pressure. I don't know what's the min charge. What's your min charge on that? What's your min and your max? $22 to $25. You're running 23.7. Well, like 22. So I gotta scroll back. I just lost your comment. So you're pretty much right in the middle there. You know what I would do if I were you? I would drop down to maybe say man, I would say you're right in the mid road there. You shouldn't have overpressure issues. But what you might want to do is literally start at min and start creeping up and watch for signs, these signs that you're experiencing. That's what. 23.4, we're just starting to tighten up. Yeah, you would think that you'd be far away from overpressure, but I would back up and redo it and CW is asking you this. Josh, do you know the brass is sized for smooth bolt operation? that's the next thing I was wondering is if um, sometimes when you're only neck sizing, your brass begins to extract. It just doesn't want to extract normally. Well, I'm assuming you're full length sizing, but if you are not really sizing down all the way, especially if you got play in your linkage, if then that could cause you to not really be sizing down all the way. The reason that I don't think that is because of the pierced primer. If you didn't have the pierced primer, then I would think you're not sizing down all the way. He used the Lee sizing ties round for cycling smooth all the way up the loader from 22 to 23.7. Um, my next question is did you put it on a chronograph? Did you chronograph your loads? I think that's um, Colt's asking about cam over. If you're on a Lee, you're not going to achieve your cam over. That doesn't mean you can't size back where you want, but just so you're measuring each case. So I guess some questions you need to ask yourself is after, yeah, okay. So this is what I'd say. One, I would redo your loads just as you did. Two, I would make sure that when you resize your cases, you're verifying each case. Three, naturally when you seat, make sure your 3 to 7 thousandths pass flush, okay, and then chronograph. That's going to tell you a lot right there, okay. Um, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to truck on. Maybe if you have more questions, CW, he's got it, man. He's so solid. So, and I appreciate him. He's always a wealth of knowledge for everybody. So you are fine. You didn't take up my time. That's really why we're here. And I'm telling you guys, I'm not the pro. I don't know everything, but that's where I would do. I would go back, re, redo, redo it, verify case size each time for each case. Um, do an excellent job of seating your primers and verify every charge. Every charge. I would for this one, I would be throwing low and trickling up exactly where it needs to be, and then I would chronograph with your shot group. So I hope that helps, and we're glad you stopped in and asked. So no problem. So so what I'm going to do since our resize die, it decaps and it resizes, but we're not going to set the neck tension. With this, I can go ahead and remove my decap pin, okay? Because my cartridge cases are already uh, decapped and they're all clean, okay? So now I'm going to take this die and I'm just going to start it in the threads. And now I'm going to bring the handle down like that and make sure we got it locked in. So I'm going to go all the way down where I'm just touching that die. And now what we're going to do, I'm just going to kind of take the slack out of it. And now we're going to size our cases. But before we do that, I want to talk a little bit about um, measuring your cases. I had to do a live stream on some of the different ways you can measure bump back on a case. Um, I have the Hornady system. I have the Reading instant indicator, which is my favorite. But they don't, for the Reading instant indicator, they don't offer that for all different cartridges. So that's why I like this L.E. Wilson. This is their case gauge, and this is the L.E. Wilson micrometer. Okay. So how this works is if you ordered this from L.E. Wilson, okay, they give you your gauge block. This is so you can always verify that um, you are always zero, okay? And I'm right there in the ballpark. I'm right there in the ballpark, okay? So now what we do, since we know that that's zeroed, now we're going to take this cartridge case, okay? And let me grab something. I want to grab something. Give me just a minute, guys. I want to see if I can find something here. So this is a new Starline brass, brand new, and you're going to see that it settles right down into that case gauge. Okay, when we size our ball neck cartridge cases, that's what we're trying to do. But your 30-30 just doesn't do that, and it's because it's got that big bulky rim. You know what? I could be wrong. I'm going to tell you something. What I'm about to say could be totally wrong. Okay, but it seems to me that once we fire this rim, it's what dictates the headspace, and it's this big, massive rim. It's almost like the die doesn't come all the way down because of that rim, and so we kind of end up with this. Okay, and it's going to stick up. So, in other words, now watch this. Okay, I'm going to show you this. When I put the new Starline brass, I can take this case gauge like this. Okay, there we go. I'm like, if you look at that, I'm really close to a Sammy Min. Really close. I'm sorry for the lighting, okay? Okay. So now I'm going to show you this. When we put the fired 30-30 case in there, there we go. 21 thousandths, and I know that's true because the live stream the other night, the last case we looked at was 22 thousandths. So I'm right there, okay? So we have two things going on. One, because 30-30 is just a different case. It is. That rim is what's getting in the way of what we're trying to do, but we're also still measuring that neck. So what we're going to do is we're going to adjust this die down to where we see a bump back of about 4 thousandths coming off that. Now, with this rim protruding, all these rounds still fit through all three of my lever action rifles. They always have. Okay, so you know, and this is what I get with my Reading dies. The same thing. Okay, I suppose I ought to call and just find out why that is, but I'm just saying this is my experience. Okay, So now we know this fired case is um, 22 thousandths over. CW, why do you think it's so difficult to get that rim to seat down in there like a Starline, or maybe Ronnie knows, maybe Reloader 762. If anyone knows, I'm curious because I'm learning too, guys. Right? I've loaded 3030 for years, but I've never really, you know, put that part of it together, right? So now we're going to size this case down, and so I'm going to get might be different rim thickness. Well, I would say that, except here I have some Remington Peter, okay? It's a little lower, but not by much. Let's size both of them and we'll see, okay? Um, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open the lid to this. We got Viejo in the house. Hey, how's the left coast doing? Last night after the live stream, I kind of went back to that. What Gene said, he just cracked me up. Just cracked me up. So we're going to go ahead and dip it in that. That's going to get our graphite on the end, uh, the neck there. And we're going to take our Imperial sizing die wax. It's early too. It's early here too, brother. But I love early. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get her all lubed up. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and run it up into the resize and wipe your lube off. And now we were 21 thousandths on this. And now I'm going to see what my bump back is. Okay. I've just bumped that 2 thousandths. It went from 21 to 19. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my shotgun so we got the geese flying over and I'll smoke a few geese for you guys. I'm just going to turn that just the slightest amount there. And I'm going to relube. Don't forget to relube. Okay. Okay. I need a little more. Okay. I'm trying to get this where you guys can see it. I am at 15 thousandths. Okay. I just bumped that back between 5 and 6 thousandths. The trick to this is when you hold the case gauge, you have to pull that down against it and then run your micrometer down to it. Okay. So I am right where I need to be. Okay. So now what we can do is we can lock that die down right there, and we're good to begin sizing. But if you're going to do, okay, I'm going to show you this. You got to see this. If you're going to do for specific rifles, you're going to lock it down, and you're going to, all the cases that you shot out of a particular rifle, now you're going to size them down in batches, okay? But now let me show you this. This other case is a Remington Peters. What Ronnie's saying about headspace thickness, I get what he's saying. This one is 13 thousandths over. That's obviously because of the head, but this head is less thicker than that Starline, okay? But still, I'll show you this. On this one, we might get this one to size down to sink into that case gauge. Man, that's I don't want to stick it. If it doesn't want to go, don't force it. Put more lube on it. There we go. Okay. Ooh, that was a tough one. So now, look at that. It's still sticking up there. Okay. But I'll guarantee you, when that case was new, it would have most definitely okay, so it looks like this one. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see that right there. It's pulling it back to about 15 thousandths. Kind of proved my theory wrong in what I was going to say, but you do want to make that die. You want to, if you're shooting multiple rifles, but you want to each case to match its rifle, you're going to do one group for that rifle and verify those, and then when you size the next group, you want to verify that those are also where they're at. Okay. So there we go. We've got our resized die set up. So now what we would do is you would, where am I putting all my cases here? Now what you want to do is run the case back up there like that. You're going to take this lock ring and run her on down. CW is right. What CW just said here, that's why burn rates are relative. They're relative. What one person is going to get versus what the other person is going to get. What one company gets versus what another company gets. Okay. So that's a very good point there. There we go. Okay. So now that we got that set up, now we're ready to expand the mouth of the case. And at the same time, we're going to be setting our neck tension, okay? So what we're going to do, these dies are so cool. Always came with your die wrench tool, okay? Oh, come on. Oh, man. Holy smokes, that's okay. Okay, I'm going to run my lock ring all the way up like that. Okay. Going to pull our cartridge case out. Get your die started. Run your shell holder all the way up. I'm going to run it all the way down. And now we're going to put a little cam over in it, just like we did with that die. The cam over is going to true the die to the ram so that when we set that neck tension, it's going to take that neck and keep it perfectly straight, as perfect as it will keep it, okay? So now we're going to take this die lock ring, run it down, give her a light snugging up like that, and now we can take this little wrench and loosen that like that. So we're going to back this expander stem off, and for the new reloader, so you can understand how it works, go ahead and completely remove it. Okay. So just like yesterday's live stream 2 days ago, okay, we have kind of have it rounded off at the end there for your ease of entry into the case mouth. Okay. From this point to this point, we're doing business with the neck. We're setting the neck tension, okay? Then this is the step. You see that step right there? That step is going to provide a place for you to set that bullet where it's going to be pretty close to being square. And then right there is that expansion, okay? There's going to be a point where you're going to, as you're adjusting this down, there's going to be a point where when you get into this portion, you think you're expanding it. You're not. You are actually putting that step in there. You'll know you have the expansion on it when the bullet seats down about that far, and I'll show you that. You'll see that. So now, before we put this in, we should be able to take this cartridge case and run it up, okay? And all we should feel is that cam over that we placed on that. We shouldn't feel that cartridge case touching anything. Now, I'm going to start that. I'm going to get me a cup of coffee. So now I know I'm going to run this down a little ways. Hey, so John Smallwood, click on the link below, and you really should join the forum. You can find most of the guys over there. Loader 762 is on the forum. CW is on the forum, and so many guys over there can help you with all that, and we'd love to have you. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to begin threading this in. And what I'm going to do, you could measure this with your calipers if you wanted. I'm going to grab my bullet. Now I want to show you the bullets. I put links in the description box below for those guys that don't cast. And I do want to be I will be casting these eventually. But this is the 309 diameter. This is for, this is for lever guns, okay? Round nose flat point. As you see, it's an 18 Brenell hardness. For my Marlin, right there, this is 2 thousandths larger diameter for a micro groove barrel, okay? So whichever one you're loading for, that's the bullet you're going to utilize. So I wouldn't really take this and use your calipers to measure mouth expansion. I wouldn't do that. This is how I would do it. We're just gonna fit it, and we're gonna. Now I'm gonna do this slow. I'm not going to go fast. I'm gonna kind of lower this down so you can see a little better here. So I'm just going to come here and I'm feeling the mouth of that case. When I'm out here and I'm reloading, I never keep pulling that out. I always pull that out to show you guys. I might pull it out as I think I'm getting close, or actually I do. But until I really feel that it's there, I don't really pull it out. Okay. Now I will show you this. What I'm feeling, you're feeling some expansion. That's not the true expansion. We're setting the step. Now we're in that portion of that stem where we're setting the step, okay? And you think that's the mouth expansion. It's not. If you try to seat that bullet right then, there's a chance you're going to buckle that neck, okay? Because that's just the 30-30's got a weak neck in regards to that. It's that angle. So see, I'm not there yet. You see that bullet? Now watch. Oops. We're getting there, guys. When's it gonna happen? Aha. Look. You see? That's it. So we didn't use any micrometers on this one. When you're putting that step in there, the bullet's just going to cradle right into it. So the idea is now it's just so perfectly aligned, right? So now what we're going to do is run it back up. I'm going to take our wrench, snug that up like that, and now we're ready to seat and crimp. Now, what we don't do, I'm going to put the lids on these because I don't want to spill them. What we, see, just like that. I would advise not seating and crimping on the same step for your 30-30 because of that weak shoulder. You can pull it off, but the one thing you want to make sure is all your cases for your 30-30 are perfectly trimmed. That's going to play into that perfect step. That's also going to play into our crimp, the length of our cases that we're going to dial our crimp into that. So the better job you do of trimming your cases, the better job we're going to come in with that. But I'm going to tell you guys, I haven't trimmed these. I haven't. I measured them. I was like, Okay, I just need these for the video, don't have time. But if you seat in one step and crimp in the next, that's going to now you're not going to have to worry about buckling the cases because of different length cases. Okay, so but it's best if you can take your time and get them crimped. So now seat and crimp. Here we go. Gonna run my lock ring all the way up. Todd's in the house. Yes, it is there's a link in the description box below. You can check them out there at Missouri Bullets website. They're great bullets. They're really good bullets. Actually, I'm sorry. They're not powder coated. They're high tech. Okay, I apologize. So now what we're going to do, we're going to do this. I'm going to run this all the way down until we just bump that shell holder, and now back it off a turn or two. Okay. What I'm going to do now, real quick, I'm going to swing back over here. I'm going to size another case. Incidentally, when you trim your cases, you would want to do that after you resize. Okay. I just don't have the time. Here we go. So we're going to resize. And now we're going to take this sized case and place it into the shell holder, run it up really slow. You shouldn't feel it touching anything. And now we're going to come down right there. I'm touching the mouth of that case. I was really close to that case, really close. I should have backed it off a little further, but that's okay. So there's the mouth of the case. So what we don't want to do, this is the crimp position. The die is getting ready to crimp that case. We don't want that. So we're going to back it off. Back it off like a quarter. But if all your cases are perfectly trimmed, just so you back it off an eighth, and you should be good, okay? So now I'm going to run my lock ring down like that. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to the case that I've expanded the mouth on. And I'm going to back my seat stem out. Okay, now I'm going to take my bullet. Remember, we got a nice step in there, so it's just perfect. I'm going to run it up like that, okay? And now I can feel it. Okay, what you're feeling initially, that's the expansion on the mouth of that case. So just push into it, and now it's taking the mouth of that case and it's pushing it in, right? But it's not crimping it. So now we're going to just run it down like that. And so our book, I told you this 2 nights ago, is calling for 2.530. You want to go by, you want to seat to the roll crimp, or the crimp groove, okay? So all I'm going to do now, it's a game of watching the mouth, and man, it's dark for me. I don't know about you guys. It's so hard to see. Now you're going to notice a little bit of lead there. You want to take that off. Before you crimp, you want to remove that. And that's one advantage to seating in one step and crimping in the other is you can remove all that. Okay. Okay, I think I'm there. Too shabby. So now, let me grab my calipers here. The book calling for 2.530, and I am sitting at 2.512. Okay. The reason this is going to be different than the book is we are seating the mouth of the case with that crimp groove. But if your case is a few thousandths shorter, then you're going to have to seat that a few thousandths shorter to match that, okay? And the one we did the other night was, that I did by eye, this one was 2.517. Now, I want you to watch this. Okay, this is 2.518. That was by my eyeball the other night. This one is 2.51. So I have, by my eyesight, I'm 8 thousandths difference between these two. Now, this is what I would do. Based off the length of brass, okay, when you're doing this, okay, I'm going to hold this for the end. I'll hold this for the end, okay? Let's fall through. Now that we've seated it, we have to crimp it. And to crimp it, all we're going to do is we're going to loosen this die. Okay. And now watch. I got to run my lock ring up a little bit here. Okay. So I'm going to raise the whole die. I'm going to run the case up there. You shouldn't feel anything. And now I'm going to walk this die down until I feel, okay, right there. There's the mouth of the case. Now, okay, that's too much. Okay, so I'm going to show you what happened. My seat stem interfered. This seat stem, I didn't have it backed out far enough. When I adjusted my die down, I seated my bullet further. Okay, it's a very bad thing. But hey, look, it happens to everyone, right? I just didn't get that backed out of the way. That's what happens when I'm looking up at my, I saw what CW put there about nice, and so let's do it again. Let's take this piece of brass that I've already resized. What I'm going to do is the one that I did the other night. I'm going to run my seat stem down to match the bullet. Right there. So now I take this one that we reseated. Look at that. Beauty. Okay. Make sure you don't have any lead coming off there. So now what we're going to do, we're going to back this seat stem out. And you can just remove it. Just pull it all the way out. That's the best bet sometimes. So now what we're going to do, back that die out, run it up. Okay, there. I fill the mouth of the case. Nice. Because your 30-30 stacks in a tube, and upon recoil, you're going to have this, you know, bam, bam, bam. These are going to take quite a bit of abuse. So you want at least like a medium recoil, and then the heavier the load, the heavier the crimp. There we go. We got it. Okay. El Perfecto. Okay. And that's it. And then, of course, you know, you want to make sure that this is going to chamber and measure it as to what you measured it to after you resized it. Okay. So there we go. Now, the one thing that I didn't do is when we're setting this die up, to seat the bullet. Well, here's the shell holder extension. Okay. You can put a shell holder extension in there like this. And then once you get this set so you aren't crimping, then you can lock that lock ring down, and then you can set your seat depth with that stem. To be honest with you, I don't do this on my 30-30. I suppose I should. I just don't think about it on my 30-30. I don't. I'm a little bit I'll be honest with you guys about something on my 30-30. I've never looked at my 30-30 as a pure precision rifle, so I guess I'm a little bit I don't really think about building precision into it. But now that I'm sizing these per rifle, I really should. So I really should better align the die to the ram. It's just a good habit. Because see, I don't think about it. But if I always did it, then I would build that habit in. It's a good habit to get into. So I was gonna say something, and now I don't remember what it was. I was getting ready to say it, and then I said I would address it after I was done. What was it? I was seating, and then crimping, and then I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm getting old, and my problem is that I can smell that pork roast. Oh, it's going to be so good. So I'm thinking about food. Yeah, 30-30 urban assault rifle. You know, I'll just tell you guys this. With my 30-30 rifle, just setting my dies up. Okay, when I get so lazy, and this is called squaring a die. That's what it's called. When you just set the die up and you tighten it, it kind of tends to cock the die off a little bit, okay? So when we go up and we square the die, and then we tighten the lock ring, that die is square. That's called squaring your die. At least that's what I've always referred to it as. But I don't do that with my 30-30. And my 30-30, I get good enough shot groups that I can shoot badgers at 50 yards. No problem. No problem at all. I can shoot squirrels and little rodents and stuff, and it's it's a blast. Out to 50 yards, 100 yards. If I want to lay down on a good rest, I can hit a pop can. It's going to give me the accuracy that a 30-30 is going to offer me. The 30-30 is a short range brush gun. That's the design of it. It wasn't meant for that long range. It was more closer up. So that's why I really don't build a lot of precision into it. But I suppose I shouldn't cut it short because it'll probably give me a lot more precision than I realize. So, uh, man, I wish I could think about what I was going to tell you guys, but I'm just getting Alzheimer's in my old days. Oh, maybe I haven't had enough coffee. I don't know. I do need that. You're very right, Walter. Actually, when I'm not making videos and I turn, I got I got a light right here I can turn on. I got a light right here. Oh, I see everything now, but it doesn't really help you guys. Is that better? You guys tell me. You guys tell me. Is that better for you? Because I can always keep that light on, because then I can see. But from my view, it doesn't look that great. You guys are awesome. Yeah, it's always bright on the side of my head. Exactly. Lighting's always a killer, but I can do this. Bam. There we go. All right, guys. That's pretty much all I had. You know, um, there we go. So, now kind of what I'm doing on my channel, I've always tried to do just keep the topics rolling. Now I'm just kind of doing what I'm loading for at that time. Um, so like now my dies are almost all the way set up. I was going to do some reloading last night during the Georgia boys, but then I ended up being on there and I didn't. So I'll probably try and get out here tomorrow and do some more 30-30 on my own. Um, I have the UFO lights on my Dillons, but I don't have it on my turrets. I like that one that Walter's talking about. I had to think about getting it. Hmm. I wished I could think about what I was going to talk about. Well, now I don't even know what it is. Resize, expand, neck tension, seat, crimp. Oh. Hmm. So, in really doing this, I'm stepping through showing you how to set your dies up. But the part you're not seeing is after you resize, okay, then you're going to want to do your trimming, okay. Um, and to me, that's always pretty critical. I try to do a good job on that, regardless of what it is I'm loading on, except handguns. I'm not going to do that. So I want you to keep that in mind, okay? So you would set your resize die up and you would size, right? And then you're going to go and trim all those cases and you're going to get them absolutely perfect, right? And it's at that point that I do all my case prep, every bit of it. I wouldn't even set the mouth expander die up until I get it all prepped to where I want. If I'm going to uniform the primer pockets, I'm going to do that. If I want to deburr the flash hole, I'll do that. And of course, chamfer and deburr, goes right along with trimming. So your case is all ready to go. Then at that point, you're going to come in and you're going to set the neck tension and expand the mouth of the case, right? And then while you're at it, you're gonna prime it, or maybe you want to hand prime. Get them all, a hand primed up, and then you can charge your cases, and then seat, and then crimp, and that's how you do it. So I'm gonna let you guys be the ones to answer this. I'm not going to load for any other caliber tomorrow. It's too hard shifting gears. But since I'm going to be out here tomorrow loading for 3030, I hope I am. Maybe I'll strike a live stream up working on some 300 PRC. What do you say? Because I don't want to wear this out. I'm going to do this in a couple more weeks because I got a couple guys that are ordering. They're getting all set up for 3030 and they've got mixed equipment. And that's why I really wanted to do this today. Now you know why. I got a couple guys that are going to follow along and they're piecing things together. So in either 2 or 3 weeks, when they tell me they're ready, I will do another live stream. Okay. Tomorrow, the other thing I'll be loading for is my 300 PRC. I'll be doing that over there. I don't have any problem live streaming that if you guys want to. So I'm watching the comments. You let me know. I don't want to wear anyone out on live streams. I really don't. But I'm going to be working on that tomorrow. Oh wow, you did the flex tip. That's really awesome. I think that like eventually I want to own that new Marlin that Ruger's putting out, and I do think that I really would with that rifle. I think I would be putting something precision together. It's just anything Ruger does is so awesome. So, but that's kind of on my bucket list. We got 17 on. I can smell the pork. I don't even know if my awesome wifey, Miss Highboy, is up yet. So I have a cat that we have a cat that's been coming around. We've been feeding it, and I finally got it to let me pet it. And now he loves to rub up on my hand and let me pet him. He loves it. And so I've been petting him for about a week. So this morning, there he is. That's kind of how we've, when you're up at 4:30 in the morning and he's looking in your window, every morning we get to know each other. So now this morning, he stepped into the house. He stepped into the house a little bit the other night, but this morning he came right in and sat with me and looked up and then rubbed up against me. And what's funny is I put his food out and his food's right there, but he doesn't eat it. He wants to like um, talk to me. He's like, okay, I know my food's there, but hey, how you doing? And and he's kind of pushing up against me, and so it's kind of cool. And so I might let him come in my shop a little bit when I'm in here. As he warms up more about coming in, he can come in here. I have my door open. He can come in here during the day, and he's a cool cat, and he's a mouser, obviously. So um, when I get done here, I'm going to see if he's out back because I know he can smell that pork shoulder because I was smoking it outside, and I know that that's driving him nuts. So, well, guys, that's it. If I get any requests for the 300 PRC, um, oh wait, if you're putting food out, you will end up with 300 cats, raccoons, possums, and skunks. Well, what we do is I only feed him when I see him. Because you're right. We don't put food out for animals. The only thing we put out for animals is we put the bird seed out and we put peanuts out on a little dish during the day. And once they're gone, we don't fill it again, right? But we've had a skunk on our porch, our patio. We have had raccoons. We've had, we just had, we had 7 cats at once, and now they're all gone, and just this one remains. I think they move around, but this one it sticks around, you know. So I'd like to, if you wanted to come in the shop and hang out during the day, hey, I'm all for it. Bravo Delta says, he says, I really like the new Marlin 336, but I just bought 2 Henrys. That's awesome. Good for you. I'd love to have a couple Henrys, or at least one, right? Very nice rifles, indeed. I have MP 160 grain cast hollow point bullet. I have to work up some loads for my 30-30 and 30-06, 300 Savage and 7.62 by 30. Oh, 54R. You're going to be a busy guy, but you're going to have fun. All right, guys, there we go. That's it. Well, look, everyone have a very good day. Yeah, we had Bullet, and here's the sad thing. Bullet was like my favorite cat. I miss him, but I have asthma so bad he was killing me. But he was an indoor cat, so I don't care if this cat like maybe comes in the garage, but he just can't go in the house, because it just kills my asthma. Get on the furniture and the hair, I always vacuum my garage. I keep it really clean. So if a cat comes in here, he's not gonna murder my asthma. Dirty Truck, you have a great day too, man. I hear that Bullet's still with the same family, or uh, I hear he's doing good. So He was a really good cat. I miss him. So, all right, guys, have a good day. God bless everyone. Why don't we call everyone out? I think that would be appropriate because honestly, you guys are what make my channel. I love you guys. My goal is always to help, and just keep pushing. We, I don't. We need to get more people into guns. We need to increase the numbers of the Patriots, and we need to get more shooters independent reloading their ammunition. And it seems like we keep getting new viewers on all the channels. I see them on the Georgia Boys, right? I think that's so cool. We're all doing our job if you think about it. Every one of us have channels and we're all doing our jobs and it's pulling people in, right? How cool is that? Think about it. Just think about this for a moment. If there were no reloading channels anywhere on social media, how many less people would be reloading ammunition in the world? It'd be a lot less reloaders, but it's growing. That's our job. That's just simply our job. And so I know something. The more videos that and the more live streams that I do, the more I go up in that algorithm of people finding. And same with all your channels. Every time you put another video out, push you out in the feed, and people find that. It's very important. But we couldn't do it without the group, the crowd, the Patriots, you guys. We can't do that, right? So there we go. John Smallwood just said something that is really. He says, "I've been a shooter for years. Starting to reload made me realize how much about firearms I wasn't paying attention to." That's exactly right. Oh my gosh. That could be like the banner statement of the year. ACW, I understand, my friend. Totally. And you have a great day too. Okay. So Del Pogue says, see you tomorrow morning. So I guess that means 300 PRC. I'll be doing it. I'm not a pro. It's my journey. And I'm just having fun. Guys and gals, that's it. Oh, we're going to call you all off. I want you to type, if you could go cook anything for breakfast right now, what would you go cook? I want to know. I'll call you off. Then I'm going to go in and check on our roast. Colt 1927. That's so awesome. Okay, so it looks like Todd will be providing the hash browns today. Colt 1927. He's going to bring the pancakes. Oh, Viejo, Eggs Benedict, getting ready now. Well, we'll take a double portion of those. Ooh, brisket and beans, says John Smallwood. Bravo Delta, grilled Alaska salmon. You are healthy. CW, gotta make mama breakfast. Oh, Miss Highboy, she's gonna make us omelets. I bet when I go in there, I get an omelet. What do you bet? And then Del Pogue, biscuits and gravy, Reloader 762. Liver mush, I'm not sure what that is. I need to look that up. Ooh, biscuits and gravy here too. And what did Del say? He said, I don't see what Dale put. Hey guys, we got a new guy, Mike Barger. Mike Barger, it is really good to have you. It's good to have you. So Mike Barger, if you're new and you don't know, um, the Georgia Boys are on every Friday night at 6 o'clock Mountain Time. Okay, 6 o'clock Mountain Time. I'm most Thursdays towards say around 5 o'clock Mountain Time, and then sporadically on the weekends. So welcome. It's good to have you. So okay, guys. I'll see you in the morning. I'm out. Have a good day in the Lord. And okay, don't want to miss anyone. We'll see you guys tomorrow. We're out in 3, 2, 1. We'll see you guys on the next.